Yes, welcome to Kenya USA Times TV. Today we have a guest, and our guest is going to introduce himself and atatuambia his experience with online jobs. Welcome.
Thank you, Bernard. My name is Mathew. I'm a software engineer based in the US. I've had experience working on online jobs and remote jobs. They're almost similar, but I'll try to break the differences as we continue in this presentation. I started working online back in 2016. That time I was still in campus and I had to learn a lot about the opportunities and the benefits of working online. Today I'm going to give you some tips and just a little background about how it works on the online.
Okay, thank you. Before we proceed, maybe you can tell us where you are right now. Yes.
Yes, I think now that I'm a frequent guest here, just to maybe repeat myself, last time I had introduced myself as a resident of the US and I came here at the beginning of this year. So I'm in Des Moines, Iowa. That is, the state is Iowa and the town is Des Moines.
Thank you very much. You can now proceed.
Thank you. So we're going to look at some of the few items that I prepared for today. It will be a learning session. I hope I won't be that boring. You're going to get some a few lessons, some items which, if it's possible, you can write or refer to this video. The best thing is to always remember and you start implementing one by one if you are interested in working online. So I'm looking at the first item. The first thing is the benefit of online or remote jobs. So we understand that we have the traditional job where you go to, you apply for the job, you go for the interview. If you succeed, you get a job, and there's an office, a physical place where you go to work every day. But of late, you've realized that the world has become just a small village where you can get a job on the other side of the world easily. So we are going to look at what is the benefit of working remotely. So the first thing is the flexibility. So when I talk of flexibility, um, the concept of uh, having to plan your day or plan your schedule on when you can work and when you can rest and when you can do your home chores and do your stuff. The remote jobs offer you that flexibility to decide when to work and when not to work. So that is the first benefit. The next one is cost savings. I think we understand that the biggest thing is always fighting to save more. So you understand the economy is not so good. So you always try to look at what can I do to save more money. So the advantage of the remote job is that you work from home. So you may have some few expenses like internet and electricity, which is just the same as the way you've been spending. Maybe a little bit more, but not so much. But the cost, like traveling to your office or to your workplace, which is common with the traditional jobs, those expenses they're eliminated. And also maybe spending on office clothes, you have to dress like maybe the code of your workplace, the way you're supposed to, dress. But when you're working remotely, nobody cares like so much about those rules that are there in offices. So you tend to spend less money on the traditional like overhead costs that are associated with the traditional jobs. So the next is that you have an access to a global job market. So you understand that the remote jobs that are available, you get them from across the world. So you're not limited to what's available in your region or your country. So you get access to lots different types of jobs. So that one is a great thing because you may have studied a specialization that maybe you won't find a job within your area, but when you go online, it's possible you can find a hiring company or an individual looking for somebody with that specialization. So the last item there is the variety of the job opportunities. So I talked about the global market or the global job market, but now we have also the variety. So you can work for somebody in a different country, but again, we have this other benefit where you find several jobs which you can choose from the list that are always available on the internet. Apart from that, you can also learn because when you've seen a job that is posted and there's a skill that is required, you can just go online and search and study if it's something that is a trend or it pays better than what you're doing. So you get the opportunity to learn what is relevant in the market. I don't know if you have questions about the benefits or something that you feel like I should elaborate about the benefits of working remotely.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I have a question about your. You said that when you finish your university, you started online jobs. What was your experience? And maybe you can tell us how many companies did you work with before? Yes, you came to the US.
I started when I started trying it when I was in first year.
Yes.
And then now that I didn't have a lot of info, I kept searching and sometimes I got direct referrals like from people. And then I went to the internet. I had a lot of challenges like trying to separate the jobs which are good and those which, you know, then you're not sure of whether this is a legit job or something that will end up being a scam. So it was a bit tough way back because I think I knew few people were doing it, but most people will not like explain everything and then they are working on a different set of job specializations. So when I finished the university, I worked with a company in Canada. Mainly, the company was a manufacturing company, but they needed somebody to build a software. So I didn't know everything in that job, but I tried it and I got a job. I worked on it was Upwork, and then I moved now to working for the clients directly without like I worked off the platform because we were done with that task on the platform. So and then I worked for a team of friends. Like my friends back in campus were creating a company in Germany, and they reached out, and we were working remotely. We are connecting with so many people who are in different places in the world. And then back to the online platform, I also looked for a job back in 2022. Yes, towards the end of 2022. So I was working for a company in India and they were doing software engineering. So mainly I've done software engineering and then I've also done data analytics. Yes, and also research. Sometimes somebody gives you a topic and you need to research. That's common among students who are pursuing their graduate education. They need somebody who can do a research and analyze some data and make some presentation. Yes, and then also I've done mainly research for people who are like pursuing their graduate studies, but locally. So it's not a must like it's somebody outside of Kenya, but it was within the country. So I was able to do like doing data analytics. So mainly it was data analytics and preparing their thesis. So sometimes someone gives you some typing job, but it includes a skill like analyzing of data. So can be combined, but you work online and just present everything through email and uploading on the platforms depending on the job.
Thank you so much. And then there is also a question. Okay, I know you did create your own account.
Yes.
Did you use your personal details or maybe you asked somebody in diaspora to create it for you? Yes.
Okay. It was like there's a time that I didn't use my account, but I regret. I worked on a job and then someone disappeared with the money. So that's when I stopped relying on people. That was way back in 2018. And it was quite a large amount of money at that time, now that I was still a student.
So you had used somebody's account.
Yeah, somebody created an account, like a bank account, and then when we were paid, it went to his account, and that is the last time he picked my. Okay, that was the last time we talked, and that's how he disappeared with my money. So it's always good to have your own account. I always prefer a bank that does a lot of integrations with online payments. I think Equity Bank is quite good, and then
Yes.
I think KCB is also good because I was able to link my bank account to PayPal, and I could get paid directly to my bank account.
Yes, I'm saying this because many people have asked me to create an account for them. They say that if
Yeah,
I do create an account, they will get more money.
yeah. Let me separate two things. There is the payment account,
Hmm.
and then there is the account for the platform.
Yeah.
You know, the account for the platform is superior to the payment account because when somebody has access to the platform account, they can change the payment account.
Whoa.
Yes. So if I am the one creating the account for, let's say, an online job platform, then I'm able to change where the money will go. So that's why when
Yes.
somebody owns the account, they have full control over everything. So
So it's very risky.
yes.
Okay.
So that is why it's really good to create your own account, and then based on the regulations, again, you understand that if you work within maybe a certain region, then the account is like online. But if you try to access it somewhere else, the account will be discontinued or it will be disabled or something bad will happen to it. You can even lose your money. So that's why it's always good to create your own account. However much it may be paying less compared to another country, it's always good to follow the like to don't break any laws. So that's the point.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, you can proceed.
All right. So I think we'll go to the next part of my presentation. We look at the challenges because we've looked at the benefits or the advantages. So everything has two sides of the coin. So you get it. So we've looked at the good side, we've looked at the challenges, but these challenges doesn't mean that it will discourage you from pursuing the line of working online. So we can look at the first thing as the isolation. Um, Contrary to traditional jobs, you realize that this one you'll be working from home, or even if you have a co-working space, you don't know anyone, or even if you know few people, you isolate yourself to concentrate on your job. Again, the next thing is distractions. If you're working from home, you understand people might think you're just maybe browsing the internet, and they may not understand that this is a real job. This is something you need to take it serious, like you're in an office. So you have to, talk to your maybe your friends, your family to understand that this is a job that you have to sit down and concentrate just like any other job. So another thing is the technology problems. Sometimes we have issues with power, and then sometimes maybe a computer might fail you, like it's slow, it's not doing what you need, or just the internet has a problem. Yeah, so those are the challenges because with a good internet, you're not going to succeed. I'm going to handle that in the next section. So you need a good internet, reliable power, or else it will be really hard to work online. Yes. Sometimes the platforms might be slow, but it's not so common. They really try to make it way better. And then another thing is the lack of job security. Understand that most of the online jobs, you don't sign contracts. So you just work, you get paid, and that's it. So you have to plan yourself that in case anything happens, you have an alternative online job or you have an alternative way of sustaining yourself because these online jobs, you find that there's a moment that you take breaks because of the discontinued opportunities. You find a job that takes 3 months, is a contract. When it's over, you need to plan like, what will I do? So you have to prepare for that season when the opportunities might not be available. So some of them are seasonal, some of them can end anytime, or the contract or the project comes to an end. So you have to prepare for like anything that comes along the way. Do you have any question, or we can proceed?
Yeah, we can proceed. I can ask you in the next section. Yes.
All right. So what are the success tips? Because we've looked at the benefits, we've looked at the challenges that come along the way when you're working remotely. So we have one, you have to create a dedicated workspace. So either you create your room or a section of your house where you can work without distractions. So you have to ensure that that workspace has a good power source, which will be spacious enough in case you want to add more computers or add more maybe your instruments that you use, whether you're doing maybe online jobs that require maybe other machines. Maybe you need to print some items, but it's not so common. But ensure you have a dedicated workspace for your job. It's not always good to work from your bedroom because every time you get tired, you feel like, let me relax, nitarudi. But you have to really be disciplined. So that's why it's always good to have a dedicated workspace. So you have to set the boundaries with family and friends that this is a job and I need time to work. If it's 9 to 5, you're focusing on it, ensure that you discipline yourself and also inform your family that you're at work. I know it's quite a challenge, but it's something that they'll get used to it over time. So you need to take breaks throughout the day. I think you've heard about burnout. Yeah.
Yes.
So burnout is when you get exhausted, extremely exhausted because of the stress of maybe working too long and you don't meet your deadlines, you don't attain your goals. So when you take breaks regularly, you balance between your health and your performance also, so that you don't overwork yourself to a point where you are not productive. So you understand that when you burn out, there is no other way out until maybe take a break. You'll not be able to be productive. So you need to take regular breaks depending on like the job you're doing. If you can do 1 hour or 2 hours or even focus for 4 good hours, take a 2 hour break and then come back. So this is work-life balance. So another item is stay connected with colleagues. Sometimes you're working with a group. It's not a matter that you're alone. Maybe you're working with a team, and mostly teams use email, they use chat. You can even have a WhatsApp group to communicate. So ensure that you stay connected with colleagues because you might miss information. So that means you should be online every time and always get the latest information on what you're doing. So another item is to have a backup plan for internet, the space, and power. So this one is so important because you realize sometimes you get interruptions. Maybe you lose your power in your place, and maybe it's just your apartment or your house or your home, depending on where you live. So it's always good to identify a place you can go and continue working. We've heard of, I think, co-working spaces. I think the building in Kenya quite good co-working spaces. Yes, I had one back in Eldoret, so it was called Kikao 64. So I used to go there when I feel like I don't want to work from my house. So that
Yeah.
was to help me so much. And then also power. So ensure that maybe your laptop is always on full charge in case you lose the direct power. you're able to continue working for some few hours. And then also alternative internet source. You can have internet in your phone and maybe fiber or maybe 4G internet from a router, modem. Yeah, it's a modem. So in case you lose your direct connection, you can just switch to your phone and continue working. You can use it as an hotspot. So those are the three elements that will help you to succeed when you're working online. And then again, to mention on that, there are clients which will fire you as soon as they just find out that you're offline. So that is the worst thing. Yes. So I'm speaking out of experience. There's a job that we worked one day and we were offline and we woke up the following day. Like the client sent an email that we are supposed to be at work, but we had worked our 8 hour shift, which was complete. But the client needed us to be awake, like at the time it was at night in Kenya. The following morning, you wake up, they've deleted your email and you have to start over. But luckily, it was not like you were not fired, it was just within a company. So we were just redirected to another client to continue working with them. So I was lucky, but you may not be lucky. So you have to stay like always connected. Don't lose your internet, don't lose your power, don't lose your like don't get distracted. Ensure you have your own space or an alternative space where you can work. So say no to offsite payments. So
Mhm.
sometimes you find a client online, uh, the client tells you, what if I pay you off the site so that we can avoid the taxes? It's
Mhm.
a temptation, but in case that person doesn't pay you, there's no way you're going to report. So ensure that if you're working within a site, ensure that somebody pays you within the site so that in case of any claim, it's just documented. There's a record of your work. So those are the few things that I see that are so important when you're working online.
Yes.
Yes. So what are the basic requirements for online jobs? Because
Maybe before you proceed,
yes,
I have one question. Yes. Is it okay? I hope you have the website. Where can somebody now find these jobs? Is there a specific website you can go? Maybe.
there is a lot. I'll try to put some links, but you realize that you need to do a lot of research so that you can maybe find the right thing for you because you find that any platform there is the main job and then there are others. So you find that you need to look for what matches your skill, like
Mhm.
what do they prioritize? Is it like a certain skill over another one, or what are they working like the terms and conditions? Is it a long-term contract? Do they offer training? What are the benefits beyond the pay?
Mhm.
Um, do you like learn before you join or they train you while you are working? Those are the things that you need to look at.
Okay. A second question will be:
Yes.
I know you are in the IT sector.
Yes.
Is it only about IT or maybe some other jobs also?
Um, it's not about IT alone. IT is very wide. So that's one thing. But also we have jobs for engineers who can work remotely.
Mhm.
I'll try to be a bit biased on the side of IT because that's where I understand more. But the thing is, all these platforms they have opportunities for different careers.
Yes, because somebody's told me that maybe he wants he wants to write some research, whatever, for somebody. Can also that be considered? Yes.
Yes, it's one of the online jobs.
Hmm.
Yes, but you also know that it's temporary because it's based on the academic calendar. So
Yeah.
you must be sure that within the maybe 4 months that they are not in school or they don't need your services, what are you going to do? So that's why it might be good to have more than one online job
Yeah.
that maybe spans across the year and another one for the seasonal, maybe events or the calendar.
The last question, is it now, is it paying, is it worth doing online jobs? Did you get a lot of money, you people? Yes.
Yes, I know the money factor is directly proportional to the effort.
Yes.
And the effort here, I don't mean like you sitting down and for long hours.
Yeah.
The effort means, I'll put it in a story.
Hmm.
If you're given a tree and you need to fell it or to take it down in like 5 minutes, maybe it's me and you.
Hmm.
We are given a challenge. We have two trees. You need to take it down in 5 minutes. So what are you going to do? You have an axe.
Yeah.
Even the same axes,
Hmm.
yes, and they are blunt.
You have to sharpen.
Yes. So the more you perfect the skill, the more it becomes easy to work, the more you get a pay. So that's why I'm telling you, for me, I'll rather spend maybe 3 minutes sharpening the axe. Of somebody else who wants to struggle will not like learn a lot of stuff. So it's always good while you're looking for money or you're looking for a paying online job, ensure you learn a lot of skills so that you get to have okay the bargaining power. So you can even have more than one job, or you switch to a better paying job than sticking to one job that pays maybe less and you have to maybe overwork yourself. So you have to do your math because there are opportunities online that, yes, they pay good, but on the other side, they need experience, they need the skill, and you don't build it in one day. So you have to take your time. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Maybe you can proceed.
Do you need the figures like how much?
No, no, not really. But
Interesting.
somebody asked me, is it paying? Yeah. So I needed an answer for
Yeah,
that.
you need to choose the right thing. There are several things you look at
Yeah.
when you spend on something and the money you get. And it's obvious that something that needs a skill, something that needs you to take a course online and study something that maybe coming at data analytics pays better than maybe uh, maybe just research without an extra technical skill. So you might need to add an extra skill for it to pay you better. Because I have a friend back in Kenya. Okay, he does like remote job for companies abroad. So that one now he required to work, let's say, 3 to 5 years in tech. But it's not like that's the only opportunity. But the thing is, it takes time to build. But it's better to start than to postpone.
Yes. Thank you. Maybe related to that, maybe to add on it, I hope you've realized that many countries are outsourcing jobs to India.
Yes.
Is it because, why is that? Why is it that way?
To be honest, the cost of living in countries where these jobs are being pushed to is lower than the US.
Yeah.
So it's just like manufacturing. You realize all our iPhone, Samsung, they are being manufactured in Asia. So it's just because like it's cheap to produce them. Because if you pay somebody, let's say in Asia, $1 per hour, that one is okay. Not like here where maybe the lowest you can pay somebody is $12.
Yeah.
So it's all about profit, like increasing that margin.
Yeah.
Yes. And then
Thank
another thing, the pool of talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you realize like India, when it comes to tech, they have very good institutions that teach very relevant courses, and they have they're highly skilled than any other country. Like when it comes to the pool of tech experts.
Oh, okay. Maybe now, if you can advise somebody who wants to do a course,
Yes.
do you now say that IT related job is worth studying?
Yes, it's worth it.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't like promote it, but
It's the obvious thing.
anything that you focus on it, whether it's tech or any other job, and
Hmm.
you put your mind and your energy there, is going to pay off.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can proceed.
All right. So we're looking at the requirements for the online jobs. I think we had touched on some of them,
Yeah.
but I think this one is like just an additional. So you need good communication skills. That's so important. You can have the technical skill, you can know how to maybe analyze data, how to do research, but you must know how to communicate. Maybe when you have a deadline, you need a clarification on a certain concept or something that is not clear in the job description or the task that you're working on, you need to communicate. So you need to be good in communicating. So another item is the ability to work independently. You realize that you work alone, so you don't need to be supervised and being followed up like this is what you're supposed to do. So this one you need to build over time that you have to work by yourself and deliver the job. So sometimes it's really tough, yes, but you search over the internet when something is it's not clear or you need to learn something. So you need to be good in also looking for information and finding solutions by yourself.
Yes.
And then you need a reliable internet access. I think we've emphasized on this one. You need to invest in it because if you have a slow internet, then everything becomes slow. So that's it. Because most of the things you'll do it and you'll be researching, you'll be downloading files, you'll be accessing maybe links and videos and watching and going to maybe websites that you need to refer. So all these things you need to save time. So a good internet means you're going to deliver quality work within that short time.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you need the computer skills. That is so basic, like word processors, working with Excel, creating presentations. So those are so basic, but you always need to revise these skills and try out new things when you find an idea. Maybe they've improved MS Excel, but you learned MS Excel in 2010. So you need to keep improving,
Yes.
but you don't use all the tools to solve the current problems. It will be a bit hard. So try to familiarize yourself with the latest technology and the skills that are so relevant about maybe what is there right now. So there are things like AI, about people using ChatGPT to maybe research and find some topics that are relevant to you. So if you are searching for a certain maybe concept, you need to learn something. People use AI to find like just a summary or a better explanation sometimes when something is not clear. It may not be 100% accurate, but when you have the information, it really helps you to build like whatever thing you're doing, whether it's math, science, arts, everything. So it has all the concepts and try as much to get more skills on computers. So you need an online payment account. So I've just listed PayPal as an example, but that is I think it's the one that is broadly used by most of the online jobs. It is so common because it's just an email that you need. So ensure you have a working PayPal account, link it to your bank. Doesn't take a lot of money, maybe I think it's about $1. The last time I did it was about $1. But they don't deduct the money. It just checks it and then once it has linked it, you get it refunds the money. So ensure you have all these payment accounts being ready before you even apply for online jobs. So you need a specialized skill that is based on the job. So if you are doing graphic design, if you're doing, let's say, software engineering, you need to learn those specialized skills for that job. If you're doing, let's say, data analysis, you need to learn data analysis. So you need to be better than anyone in the market, like be on that top level because you're competing for these jobs. It's not like you're just awarded because you know just like anyone else. You need to be able to prove that you're better than those who are looking for the same jobs. So ensure that you upskill, and if you're working on projects, depending on what you're doing, you can keep a record on what you're working on. In case somebody asks about it, you can just show what you've been doing. So keep a record of the items you've been working on, so that at least your employer or somebody who's looking for somebody to work may not be a company, it may be an individual, but they'll build that confidence because they've seen your previous work. So additional tips, I think I had to split it and then just continue because there were so many I'm trying to break down. So you need to take some time to brush up on your computer skills. That is so relevant. And then another thing you need to look at developing your communication skills. I talked about it. So it's a requirement, but if you don't feel confident about what you know, you can start building. So what you do, you just go to the internet and maybe go to YouTube, uangalie video on the same topics. Uzuri kuna YouTube University, so you just go over the internet and start learning. So you can develop your skills, whether your computer, your communication, or any other thing, by just learning because there are already resources over the internet. So you need to learn how to work independently, as we had said. So that one you really try with time. And then the advantage is that the more you build the experience, the more it becomes easy to work independently. So at the start, it's really tough. You may have friends you're referring, like asking questions, but with time, you become better and just work independently. So you need to invest in a good computer and internet connection. Desktops can be reliable, yes, because yeah, they are really good. I've used desktops in the past more than laptops. And then when it comes to internet, you have to weigh between speed and cost. If you don't need a lot of speed, you buy something that is cheaper. If speed is something that the job will pay for it, then go for the most expensive. Yes. So those are the trade-offs because if you want to save your time and maybe the job needs a lot of bandwidth, then go for the most expensive. I think in Kenya we have Safaricom, we have Jamii, and then we have Airtel. For me, I used Telecom back then in campus, and then I switched to Safaricom because I had a client who could send a 5 GB file. So it was a struggle because you understand how it works. You're in a place where the network is so low and you need to get a better connection for your job. Yes, so embrace continuous learning in everything. Be ready to learn. Don't be rigid like whatever I learned 10 years ago, I just want to stay there. So ensure that you continue learning. Anything you find that is relevant, don't hesitate. It might be the big thing tomorrow. Yes. Any question?
Okay, maybe to add on something
Yes.
about PayPal
Yes.
account.
Yes.
It's very easy to create PayPal account. I know some people may ask, how do I create a PayPal account? It's just an easy application and it can be linked to your M-Pesa even, and even to your account.
Yes.
Yes, I know you can testify that it's very easy. Juu kuna watu wako na issues na hizi applications.
Actually, it's very easy. It's just like signing up for Facebook, and then further 2 steps. They've made it so easy so that you don't get lost.
And maybe to add on it, yani, I have a PayPal account.
Yes.
Na this PayPal account ilikuja kunisaidia when I came to the US. Na sasa I wanted to kutumia Uber.
Yes.
Because I could not use my other means here, maybe credit card or whatever.
Yes.
Niliweza kulink my PayPal account to my Uber account. Na ikaingia na ikafanya kazi.
Yes, I remember. I think we were still new to me Uber by US. We didn't we didn't have cars, so
yeah.
I think there's a time I even used your account. Like, I asked you like if you can link it for me because like I was struggling with it, but you really helped me at that time. So it's so important. So to have, let's say, PayPal, and then
and maybe to add on,
okay,
for students,
yes.
Nakumbuka when I was at the university,
yes,
sometimes nafanya research methodologies nikistudy. Sometimes I have to subscribe to some online tutorials.
Yes.
So ilikuwa inanibidi nitumie PayPal because I had to subscribe to something.
Yes.
So it works. It's valuable. People should learn how to create one. Yes.
Yes, you don't need like, you can even, if you're learning, you can just put like even $1 and then try to see how it works. Send it to somebody maybe, and then just learn how it works.
Yeah.
Yes. But the best thing, just use your account.
Your account. That is very important because in this country, in the US, if I create an account,
yes,
the government will be on my tail because I'll have to pay tax.
Yes. And then
that account will be mine. They will ask me to account.
Yes.
Why is this there? Why are you not paying taxes for this?
For this account, yes.
So it's really hard for me to create an account for somebody who is in Kenya. That's not possible.
Yes, and then remember, like, you're submitting your social security number.
Yes, that is it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the social security number is too powerful than a regular, like, national ID.
Yeah, it's so powerful. It's private information.
Yes. If somebody gets your social, you're done.
Yes, and the problem is,
yes,
many people are scammers. There are many scammers than the good ones.
Yes, the first time I came here, I was almost scammed because I applied for a job and they asked me for my social.
Yeah.
And then luckily, I think it didn't end in a bad way because the next time they tried to contact me, I said, no, like, I'm not proceeding with this job application. So I submitted it, and then they wanted me to take a photo of it and then send it to them.
Yeah.
I told them, no, I have to just fill in a form that I know it will, will be saved somehow. It will not be saved like in full. It will just take the last 4 digits. So they didn't accept. They wanted me to send the full social security number.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think
some of the things like, you find somebody asking for personal information over the internet in the name of they'll get you an opportunity, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what? Recently I received a message from somebody from Kenya.
Yeah.
He told me that, oh, let's make a deal. Create an account for me using your driving license or your personal details. We can share the benefits. Just imagine.
It doesn't work
For
that
Kenya ajui how serious it is mambo ya US na regulations ziko. Mtu anakuexpect just to use your personal details for just like that. It's not possible.
Yeah, so you understand that, sijui nitaweka kwa Kiswahili.
Yes.
Unajua si ni wageni huku sasa. Waelewi like ile mlango ulipitia hawakufunga, unaweza rudishwa naye haraka sana.
Yes.
Sasa makosa kidogo kama hiyo, unajua hawakuoni kama mtu mwenye ni wa hapa, wanakuona kama hujaelewa sheria ya hapa, you don't, yani hujaelewa mahali penye uko.
Yes.
Yeah, so the problem is ifike mahali maybe client akuwe na complain
Yes.
about their
I'm reliable.
yes. Sasa hata wajui yule mtu alikuwa anafanya kazi. Unajua tu saa hiyo wako na address yako. Unasikia tu bell kwa mlango inalia. Unashangaa na siko na mgeni bana. Sasa kidogo inabidi umepiga kwa heri kwa watu wako bana. Anaambia wacha tupambane na serikali.
There is a true story ilifanyika some years back.
Yes.
Of a Kenyan mwenye alitengenezea account mtu wa Kenya.
Yes.
Kumbe yule mtu alikuwa anafanya mambo zake mbaya.
Yes, anaitumia vibaya kwa sababu
unajua mtu alikuja kukamatwa na account yake hata hakukulia hiyo pesa.
Ni mbaya sana. Alafu sasa hivi kwa news, I don't know, everywhere you ever pia wanasema tulikuwa na mahali. Yes. So umechoma all the opportunities. And then you know the problem kama hapa. Ukienda mahali alafu hata kama una apply a very like simple job tu, hata ile evening job, you just want to add few dollars. Pull your records.
Yes, just like that.
Oh, wewe ndio ulikuwa na makosa. Hapana, hatuwezi work na wewe. Yeah, so those are the things you need to look at, like when you're making the choice of kushare account yako, whether uko Kenya ama US. Just ensure your information remains with you.
And that's why it's very important for those who are trying online jobs, use your personal information. Don't request other people in details.
Hata email, create your own email.
Create your own.
Na
nikikataa kukupatia yangu usikasirike. I'm protecting my privacy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think this one thing I've learned about your presentation is that it's possible to do online jobs anywhere.
Yes. There's no limitation. Hakuna bias like maybe for specific gender, for specific race.
Yeah.
You work for a company that is abroad, whichever place, like Europe, Asia, US. They are just after you delivering the job. So it's not about like where do you come from. So sijaona hiyo issues mingi, like it's made for certain people. If you're qualified to do it, if you have the skill, if you know what you're doing, you get a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can now proceed. Yes.
Right. So I'm going to look at the popular sites, but I might have to maybe explain kidogo why I have listed them. I know there are several over the internet.
Yeah.
But it's not like I have exhausted the whole list, huh? But there are several, so I cannot I'm not representing them, but I'm just looking at like which ones are popular and easy to work with, because you also look at if they are paying on time, if you have the variety of jobs. So those are the parameters I had to consider. Yes. And then the history, zingine maybe you've heard about scammers. Yeah, so zingine maybe they don't allow you to work if you're from a certain region. And then I'm listing things that I have ever worked with, or I know somebody who has an account that pays within that site.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so these are the jobs that you get, and then I'll go to the sites. So you can have a customer service representative job, and then you can be an online tutor. I think if you're a teacher, you can just like prepare your courses and start teaching. So another thing, you can be a bookkeeper. So I know, Ben, you know that one.
Yeah.
So you can offer your services over the internet. So this one will require you to be maybe certified accountant or just basic bookkeeping. You look at the requirements of the job, the specific ones. Yes, a virtual assistant, if there's a company that does sales or a telco that needs somebody to respond to their customers, you can be a virtual assistant. So you can be a social media manager. I've ever done this before. So I used to create YouTube channels for people and managing them. There are Facebook pages. If you are just instead of posting memes all the time, you can just turn it into a job.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you learn how to monetize content and then you show somebody who has a business. I can help you to market your business. This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can be a content writer. There are so many platforms depending on what you like. One of them come a medium.com. Maybe you can even create your own blog.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, but ensure again that you write what is true so that you don't land yourself in trouble.
And avoid plagiarism.
Yes. Try as much, even if you're borrowing from somebody,
Paraphrase.
yes, make it in a way that it looks like it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And if you lift it from somewhere else, you can reference,
Right. Mm.
or you can cite them, and then maybe if something needs to be just direct the way it is, you can seek permission or get those copyright so that you can be allowed to publish it. So you can be a web developer. This is what I've done actually in the past, like maybe almost 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
This one might need you to study some concepts, which I think in the next time we'll have a session. We'll talk about tech jobs in depth, like what are the opportunities within tech. I was trying to be general, so I don't like spend all my time like on a specific item.
Yeah.
So next time we'll find a way of like trying to break down for those who are interested to start maybe their career in technology, or those who are already like pursuing it and they want to get more information on how to get better jobs and what's happening in the real world. So these are the most popular ones. Like, okay, I'll continue like the continued list from the previous one. So we have a graphic designer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this one you'll need Adobe Illustrator. You'll need Adobe Photoshop. I have a friend who works like from Eldoret, and sometimes I send the jobs to him, and he does a great job. So actually, he worked on a project, and we had to replace somebody who was working for us here in the US with him. He was doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he just sent a sample design, and the CEO of the company told me we will work with him from today, and that was like this is the best thing because if we have somebody who does a better job in Kenya than somebody in the US, then that's the best thing. If you have a skill in graphic design, look for opportunities and then try to create your brand and advertise what you're doing. You get opportunities. And then software engineering, this is something that you can even start learning. Actually, this is what I do, but I realize that my degree contributed to like 10% of it. So most of the items you have to study outside.
Oh.
Lays a foundation, but for this specific role like software engineering, yes, you may need knowledge from the degree, but if you're not lucky, like if you didn't qualify for it, you can start learning few items as you build. One day you'll just realize that you've covered somebody's bachelor's degree. So you start small learning few items as you grow. So
Yes.
data analyst, you can go to a boot camp, you can take a short course and start doing stuff. The more you practice, the more you become better than somebody who just has the theory and doesn't practice. Yeah. So project management, there are courses from Google. I think we'll put a link in the description. The courses from Google, I think they are way cheaper. I'll look at the cost and then maybe share those which are good on most of these items because they have created courses which will help you if you don't know. But if you're already maybe an expert, these are the opportunities that you can get over the internet or online. So, sales representative, I talked about virtual assistant. It's a bit close to sales representative, but this one is so specific to sales, not on the support side of it. Marketing specialist, um, Right now, we are doing digital marketing. So you need to know how to use social media. You need to know how to use Google Ads to ensure that you can help a business to market their products and their services online. So this is one of the skills that it really helps you to you can combine with other skills and you'll be way better than somebody who has just a single skill. So you can be a translator if you know more than one language. Right now, people want to learn Swahili. In my office, people always ask me at least every day 2 or 3 words in Swahili. Somebody Google it, but they don't know how to pronounce. So you realize that if you know, let's say French, German, Spanish, and you're looking for an opportunity, you can be a translator.
Mhm.
Yes, I know. Like the AI is trying to replace these translators' jobs or opportunities, but while the opportunities are there, just ensure that you take them. So transcribers, I think you've heard about it, Ben.
Yeah,
Where you convert the voice to text.
yeah.
Yeah, I ever did it. I think it was once back
Mhm.
in 2019, and I had friends who are doing it as a full-time job,
Yeah.
and they were making good money. I know you have to like look for the right platform and ask people, but the best thing is to research. Ensure you research very well and look at if it's working in your country or what are the terms, what are the rates. Is it something you can compare with another one and choose like the best? So don't work with one option when you're looking for all these jobs. Try as smart to compare the different platforms. So, what are the tips for finding online jobs or the success?
Maybe before you go proceed,
Yes,
okay, there is something you've touched about data analyst.
yes,
There is a, I remember there is a lady, a friend, lady from Kenya.
yes,
He did finance while in Kenya. Then when she came to the US, akafanya a short-term course ya data inputting, data analyst, na baada ya kumaliza that certificate course
yes.
akaajiriwa na anasema analipwa vizuri sana, so it's a paying job and you don't need to take a lot of time training. It's a short-term course.
Yes, I think on the highest, maybe 1 year
Yes.
on the relevant skills. But if you are doing it as maybe master's level,
Yeah.
might take you 2 years because you understand when you're doing it as a degree, they'll try to teach you so many items and a lot of research and thesis and projects. But the core concepts, they might take you like 1 year of serious work.
Yes.
Yes,
Now you talked about translators.
yes,
Very soon, okay, on my side, I will do Swahili test.
yes.
They will take me nifanye Swahili test, and then after doing Swahili test, I'll be earning some money.
Wow, that's great because
That's great.
yeah,
So
you'll
yes,
be
that you
helping
can.
in your job to translate.
Yep.
Yes, you see how your Swahili was not, you didn't waste your time in school.
Yes.
It's relevant right now to you.
Yes.
There's nothing that you learn that goes to waste. I've never seen anything that goes to waste. There's a time that you will need it.
Kabisa.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So that's great. At least you have somebody who has done data analytics and also you being a translator. So that's a
Yes.
great testimony.
Okay.
Yes. So when you're finding online jobs, you need to use the relevant keywords in your job search. Don't be too general. Try to be smart in Googling. So that's the thing. So ensure you search for the more specific jobs. And sometimes you may not find one that matches your years of experience, but just apply. Maybe in that list of people, they won't find somebody who meets, but you'll be the best out of those who have applied for it or those who have submitted their cover letters depending on the way you're applying for the job. So ensure you just try it. If you find an opportunity, you just apply, whether it's but not too high. You can't apply for 10 years of experience or something that is too hard, and then don't pretend in your CV.
Yes.
Yes, I know there's this Kenyan term inasema itakuramba.
Itakuramba sasa.
Yeah. So when you get a job, it will be tough because you are now looking at the pay, but you don't fit into that space. So you need to tailor your resume and cover letter to each job applying for. So I think this one, okay, resume is called CV back in Kenya.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so here we call it resume. So don't use the same for all the jobs because it's really good to have specific resumes for for the specific jobs. And then you realize when you apply with the same cover letter across companies, um, they just read it and they realize this one is generic, doesn't even talk about what they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll just take you as just you're just maybe betting on it. You are not sure what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Once you include what they are doing inside your your resume, you're trying to align yourself to the job. But for most of the online jobs, they may not need a resume, they may not need even a cover letter, but you'll need to bid and explain, like just in summary, your experience. So in that space, ensure that you are able to convince them that you really know what you really understand your experience. Like you can explain yourself about what you've been doing, and you understand the role very well. Yes. So another thing is to network with people in your field. So you can join webinars over the internet. You can attend events that will help you know people. You understand most of the jobs they are not advertised. It's just referrals.
Mm-hmm.
But a good number, yes, of the online jobs is because you can attend a hiring event over the internet and get tips on how maybe the field is evolving that area of specialization.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to learn a lot from these events and also meeting new people and learning from people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So another thing is to be patient. And I think that's the last item on that list.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You need patience, sometimes perseverance, because you may not get the result you're expecting after putting a lot of effort. But if you give up, that is where you lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you put more effort, but also do your math so that you don't waste your effort on something that is not worth it. But if it's something that is paying, you've seen it work,
Mm-hmm.
keep trying and work hard towards your goal.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if we have something else. The next, yes, these are the sources of the jobs.
Yeah.
Just to list a few, maybe we look at Fiverr.
Mm-hmm.
These ones you can get design, software engineering, web development,
Mm-hmm.
copywriting, data analytics. I think I've mentioned that. Yeah. So Fiverr is one of the most common jobs. And then remote core.
Mm-hmm.
I know someone who has tried that, who has worked on that platform.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Andela. Andela is a company in I think it was started by somebody who studied in Waterloo in Canada, but he is based in Lagos.
Mm-hmm.
So what actually they do, they train you on tech.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly it's tech, mainly data, software, and maybe stuff to do with cloud computing. That is a specialization within tech.
Mm-hmm.
The advantage with it is that if you just finish school and you don't have maybe the right skills to break into the market, you can apply and then they'll train you on the skills that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's one of the companies that I know that when you get an opportunity there, your career will grow very fast than any other small company.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the first two that I've listed, they are more for, okay, like specifically for remote jobs. But the third one is more professional, but it gives you a chance to grow in your career. So
Yeah.
the last one is freelancer. This is a common one. It's been there for years.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So this one is just like the first and the second. You get opportunities to do remote jobs. And
Mm-hmm.
the advantage with the three, like number one, two, and number four,
Mm-hmm.
you get your pay on PayPal.
Yeah.
Yes. But again, in these platforms, you need to make that effort to ensure that you complete your profile. Ensure your profile is up to 100%. If they ask about a certain document, you upload.
Mm-hmm.
If they ask about maybe your experience, whether you've worked or not, maybe
Mm-hmm.
just put your education there.
Mm.
And you just proceed up to the end. Like ensure your profile is 100% so that you can attract more jobs than somebody who has less than 100%.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think we still have anything up to that point. I don't know if I can share more platforms. I think we had included them last time. So
Yes.
yes, we had included Upwork.com.
Uh-huh.
We'll put the links on the description.
In fact, this is will be part two of the previous one. Yes.
Yes, this one is more like geared towards the jobs.
Yeah.
Not about like my story, but
Yeah.
more with the jobs. Yes.
Okay. Maybe in conclusion, it's I will give you to summarize, and then maybe I had some few words. Yes.
Yes, I think to make it like just in summary, I'll encourage people to try online jobs. Even if you have a full time job, you can still maybe get clients you can work for online. It becomes your second job. It gives you the flexibility. You can even work in your evenings. Yes, that's one of the things. And then another thing, all these things, all these opportunities, they may require specialized skill. But the thing is, we have resources over the internet. You can even get maybe cheap courses on Udemy if you don't know something that maybe the market needs you to
Mm-hmm.
have a skill on, and then you just learn and continue like trying until you'll find something that is better. I know people didn't like have like maybe a more rich educational background, but they've made it through these online jobs while they're learning new skills.
Yeah.
Yes. So then another thing which we mentioned is to be careful about scamming. So ensure that you go to legit websites, you use the accepted payment methods. Try as much to avoid somebody who will tell you like, let's use Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not stable. It's not the right way to be paid.
Mm.
I always discourage that because unless you're so sure with the person you're working with, but it's always a way to do things like behind the platform. But I always encourage just work within the platform, get
Mm-hmm.
with PayPal or direct. Maybe there are so many other payment systems, but try as much to work with something that is popular for your security and also assurance that you're going to be paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
I think maybe the last one was how it takes time.
Yeah.
So you need to create a roadmap and dedicate your time.
Mm-hmm.
Like next 2 to 3 months, I'm going to learn something.
Yeah.
Yes. Every day, maybe I take 2 hours and I study something that is going to change maybe my situation. If you don't have a job or you need to add more income, that is what will really help you. You dedicate your time to learn a skill, it will pay off. That is it. Thank you, Bernard. I don't have any other point to add. I think we'll just include the links below, and then that is all from me.
Okay. Thank you so much for agreeing to grace our occasion in a way of teaching our people ways of earning through online jobs. So I appreciate your e-vote. And once again, it's true that online jobs do pay and anybody can do it. And thank you so much, subscribers. Please share, like, comment,